So what we're going to talk about now is inspecting and fitting our harnesses. So I've got the 3 different harnesses here that you're most likely to see in your kits. It's all the same roof and harness, it's all the same brand and everything else. All it is the different generations as technology improves over the years. So this is the oldest one that you'll see in your kit, solid orange harness. Now these are getting quite old, so make sure if you've got one of these you have a good look at the date. These will start expiring out, so make sure you get it replaced before it comes up to the expiry date. The other thing with these is we had a lot more problems with corrosion in these older versions. So you need to have a good look, actually move the tape out of the way, have a good look at the buckles and make sure the buckles aren't corroding. Because as you think about it, the buckle isn't going to break, but what it does is it contaminates the tape. Okay, so it'll actually weaken the tape here, and that becomes the point that's going to break on the harness. Okay, so make sure if you've got one of these, you're having a good look at the buckles, you're having a good look at the date, get it replaced before it starts showing any signs of getting too old. This harness here, if you've got it in your kit, the safe working load of this harness is 100 kilos. Okay, so the smallest of them. We move across to the next generation. Very easy to tell the difference because we've got the black and orange stripes instead of the solid orange as it goes through. The design is basically the same, but we're starting to get some different options here with buckles, starting to get more alloy in to stop some of those problems that we had with corrosion. Okay, this harness here, this harness is rated to 120 kilos. Okay, it's a bit more weight rating than that one there. Okay, then we go across to this one, which is the most current version of the harness. Looks very similar to the old ones, but you'll see quite quickly the difference between the two, because this one has a keeper on the leg buckles instead of the double buckle like the older version. Okay, so you can see here they needed the 2 buckles in the past to make sure that this doesn't slip if you fall into it, but with the improvement in technology we're now able to get that safe rating with the keeper as well. So of course, as you can imagine, this is a lot easier to adjust than trying to adjust that buckle. It's also a lot easier to keep that tape out of your road than with that buckle, the problems that we had in the past before it. So this is a lot better with that. The other thing with this newer version, if it's got the keepers on it, the safe working load of this one's actually 136 kilos. So that's a big improvement as well to help us out. Now we've got a lot more alloy and full stainless steel under this, so we won't have any of the problems of corrosion that we had in the earlier versions of the harness. But still, before we use our harness, we're still going to have a good look and inspect our harness before we go. So while it's on the table, we can still go in and have a look, make sure there isn't any signs of corrosion, any sort of problem, any sort of damage with our tape, any problems with our stitching, any contamination from anything from previous users. Still having a look at the date, even though we know this is a new style harness, we always still go and have a look at the information and make sure it's good. Okay, so you're going to fully inspect, fully touch every part of the harness in an inspection before you pick it up, get ready to fit. Okay, once you've checked everything, then we're going to get it ready and we're going to go to fit. Okay, then you want to just grab it here by the dorsal attachment, and we just want to hang it to make sure there's no twist. So we see here we've got a leg loop either way, so we put our leg loops in the right position, ready to go. Okay, we've got no twist. That's going to make it a whole lot easier to fit. Okay, then we hand it off to Cole. Cole's going to put it on, and he's going to put it on just like a vest. Nice and easy to fit this harness. Okay, pops it on. Now there's always 2 of you getting on a reef and you're both putting your harness on. So it's a really good idea that you both do that together at the same time so you can help each other out. It's much quicker if you do this together so you don't get it twist as you put it on rather than waiting and seeing as we go through. Right, so the first thing he did, he's done his chest strap up. This doesn't need to be super tight. This is not about, doesn't need to hug you tight or anything. All this does is stop this from falling off your shoulder if you do fall. Okay, so it doesn't need to be super tight, just comfortable. Now, if you're a lot shorter than Cole, these buckles might be a lot higher. Okay, that's cool. You can actually put the buckle through there, and the buckle could sit up there, and that chest strap can still sit up here. Okay, but Cole's nice and tall, so he's long in the body, so the buckle's down a bit lower. Okay, there's also a small version of this harness. If you're quite small, that means that you don't have to move these straps so far. Okay, so while I was talking about that, Cole's gone and done up his Delta May on here, and he's made sure there's no twist in it as it goes through. This is critical. This is what all your weight's on if you do fall in this harness. Okay, leg straps really easy if we do it together, because I can pass Cole the leg strap and it won't twist as it goes through. So if I come through from the back, I can grab it, tap his leg so he knows which strap he's getting, and he can do that up. I'll go around the other side, ready to go. All right, I get that so there's no twists, and he's got that and he knows it's going to come over here, okay? So nice and easy, there's no twist. We're still going to check that in the buddy when we do our buddy check, but no twist. With those new keepers, you get that excess strap out of the road nice and easy, okay? So that's quite good. So we've got the harness on now, and he's fitted it all, he's adjusted to where he's comfortable. Last thing we're going to do is just, Cole, if you can just squat down just to check these lengths of his straps, okay? So if he squats down and it hurts, then the straps are too tight. If he squats down and they're still loose, then they're too loose. So if you squat down again, okay, we can see they're fairly firm as it goes through, okay? So it's not too loose and it's not too tight. You do that, we can just make adjustments as we go. The only reason you're going to hang in this harness if something's gone wrong in your risk assessment, okay? You don't hang in this harness. It's designed as a travel restraint system to stop you from getting to a point where you do fall. But with any risk assessment, things can go wrong. If you've made a mistake in your risk assessment and you do fall in it, you need to make sure that you're confident that it's going to keep you safe. So what we're going to do here, we're just going to get Cole to step up a bit and show you what happens when you hang in it while fitting's so important, and show you that it's going to keep you safe. Okay, Cole. All right, happy with that?
Happy with that.
Alrighty. Okay, so what we got here, you can see here, if you want to just lean back a bit for me, okay, you can see here, it's all about this strap here. So this is that one grey strap that goes down in underneath his ass. So if you don't fit that harness well and you have that grey strap too far up your bum, then it's actually going to hurt your back and hurt you when you fall. That's why we need to make sure that this strap is positioned really well when you fit your harness, and you take that time to adjust the height to make sure that sits long enough on your body, okay? Now, Cole's already straight away starting to move his legs, because the problem that we have when you hang in these harnesses is what we call harness hang syndrome. So what can happen is, because we've got this really tight strap on your body, it stops the circulation from going through and stopping the blood from getting through to your heart. Really critical, if you can, that you move while you're hanging in this harness, and absolutely critical that we get you off the roof as soon as possible. And that's why our emergency lower is so important to practice, okay? Cole's there, moving his legs, just like riding a bike, so that he's getting the blood running through as he goes through, okay? He's not comfortable in any way, but he's not in serious pain, okay? He would be if he was shock loaded into that harness. It would hurt, but he's safe, okay? And he's alive, and we can get him out of that situation really quickly because of our emergency lower. So you happy with that, Cole? All right, so let's get that ladder back in and we'll get Cole down. That's the rope.